let's start our topic today. It's about the green nanotechnology for the PEM fuel cell application. Now, let's start about the nanomaterial. What are the nanomaterial? So here in this figure we can see this is the metal oxide nanoparticles, and this is the graphene oxide nanoparticles. The nanomaterials are at the nanoscale size. It's about 10 to the power minus 9 of a meter, and nanomaterials properties vary from the bulk size materials. So let's talk about the nanoscale. Here we can see the metal oxide nanoparticles, which is at the nanoscale size at the range of 500 nanometer scale. The scaling is around, we have done the same image analysis and then seen the metal oxide nanoparticle, this same analysis here. And another is a graphene oxide, reduced graphene oxide nanomaterial at the nanoscale size is around 500 nanometer scale. Here we can see the details. So nanomaterials are the materials which is under the nanoscale size. So this is the main thing. Another is electrical conductivity of the multi-walled and the single-walled nanotube of the same dimension. Let's see here, for the nanomaterial, single-walled carbon nanotube, and this is the multi-walled carbon nanotube. So if we talk regarding the electrical conductivity, these two has a different properties because it is a single walled. There is only one layer of the carbon sheet, and you can see here the diameter is around 2.5 to 1.5 nanometer scale. In the multi-walled carbon nanotube, we can see here it's 100 nanometer scale. And although and another thing about the nanomaterial is when a golden color car is converted into the nanoscale size, for example, the length of the car is around the 2-3 meter length and the 1 meter or 2 meter breadth. If we change the car, golden color car or the yellow color car into the nanometer scale, the color of the car will be changed and becomes pink color. So this is the property varies due to the size variation. So this is the one about the nanomaterial. Another nanomaterial, we can talk about the carbon nanotubes. Here we can see this is very strong, high electrical conductivity. It can coat, it can protect from the hazardous wavelengths. So it has numerous applications in the field of the engineering, medicine, and in the environmental sector. So this is all about the nanomaterial. Now let's talk regarding the synthesis process for the nanomaterial, how nanomaterial is synthesized. So there are the two approaches for the nanomaterial synthesis. We can see here, one is the top-down method, another is ball milling. In ball milling, the top-down method, now the top-down, first we should understand about the top-down. Top-down means from the bulk size, big size, converting, breaking down and making it into the small size is the ball milling, like a grinding bulk size material to make it into the small pieces. Another is physical techniques. This is the general method we can use in our daily life, the ball milling, and this is just a bulk material grinded. It's a grinding in the very tiny clusters and further at the nanometer scales. Another is physical techniques like PVD and the PLA. Physical techniques is that taking the bulk size material, like you can take graphite in the bulk, and then you can put is the physical vapor deposition, giving heat. After giving heat, the layer of the graphite will degrade. After the degradation of the graphite, the vapor goes on the substrate and it will make a layer. So this is called the physical vapor deposition. Another is PLA, pulse laser ablation. Pulse laser ablation is giving the pulse, the laser light on the surface of the substrate, on the surface of the metal oxide or metal particles like silver or graphite. We take example of graphite, and the layer by layer, the vapor will deposit on the surface. So this is the pulse laser ablation. Another is PALA, that is a pulse assisted laser ablation. It's highly it's very hazardous technique, or it's very high advanced lab technique to make nanomaterial synthesis in the lab. So this is all about the top-down method. The another approaches regarding the nanomaterial synthesis is bottom-up method. Bottom-up methods is the binding or the making a small molecule into the small size and make a nanometer scale. So the atoms, single atoms are now is combined together to make a molecule and makes a clusters of the molecules and makes the nanomaterial size, or then we can synthesize the nanomaterials. So these are the two approaches. In these two approaches, there are varieties of techniques to synthesize the nanomaterial. Now let's talk about nanotechnology. We can see here the video.
Today, we'll be examining an interesting and rapidly developing technology known as nanotechnology. Before we start, let me ask you a question. Have you ever tried to cut something to so small a size that you can't even see the last small piece again with your naked eye? If you have ever done that, then you will have an idea of what nanoparticles are. Wait, did I just say nanoparticles? What does that mean? Well, before we can fully explain and understand what nanotechnology is all about, we must first understand what nanoparticles are. Nanoparticles, also known as ultrafine particles, are particles of matter with a diameter between 1 and 100 nanometers. If you have no idea how small those numbers are, let me give you an idea. First, imagine a strand of human hair to be a round, long rod. This rod, or piece of human hair, has been shown to have a diameter of about 80,000 nanometers. That means one strand of our hair is 80,000 times wider than that of a nanoparticle of 1 nanometer diameter. There is no way we can see these microscopic particles with our naked eye. However, since the 1930s, scientists have invented microscopes that help people see at the nanoscale. Some of the microscopes include the scanning tunneling microscope, the atomic force microscope, the scanning electron microscope, and more. These microscopes can achieve specimen magnifications of up to 1 million times. Most nanoparticles are only made up of a few hundred atoms and exhibit significantly different physical and chemical properties to their larger material counterparts. Definition of nanotechnology. Now that we understand the meaning of nanoparticles, let's look at what nanotechnology is all about. The National Nanotechnology Initiative defined nanotechnology as the manipulation of matter with at least one dimension size from 1 to 100 nanometers. Hence, nanotechnology is the area of science and engineering that uses nanoparticles in the design, characterization, production, and application of materials, structures, devices, and systems. In a simpler meaning, it is the study and application of extremely small particles in any area of our world. Nanotechnology is a multidisciplinary field of research. It stretches over fields like materials science, mechanics, electronics, biology, and medicine. With this technology, scientists have been able to use atoms and molecules to design new materials, components, or systems with improved or new properties. This technology can be used creating new materials and devices, including nanomedicine, nanoelectronics, biomaterials energy production, and consumer products. In fact, scientists are growing their interest in nanoparticles because it is at those particle sizes that the properties of materials differ from those at a larger scale. Nanotechnology is proving to be very important. It is now used to improve existing industrial processes, materials, and applications by scaling materials down to their nanoscale so as to fully exploit the unique quantum and surface phenomena that the matter exhibits at the nanoscale. In fact, there are ongoing quests by many companies to improve their existing products by creating smaller components and better performance materials, all at a lower cost. An example of such companies is the semiconductor industry, where device structures have reached the single nanometer scale. In case you don't already know, many smartphones, smartwatches, and tablets now contain billions of nanoscale transistors on a computer chip, which is approximately the size of our fingernail. Types of nanotechnology. Nanotechnology can be classified according to how they proceed or the medium in which they work. Based on these, the types of nanotechnology include A. Descending or top-down nanotechnology. The top-down nanotechnology produces nanostructures by deconstructing larger materials using lithographic tools or chemical-based processes. The mechanisms and structures are miniaturized from 1 to 100 nanometers in size. This type of nanotechnology is the most frequent up to date and is frequently used in electronics. B. Ascending or bottom-up nanotechnology. The bottom-up approach constructs nanomaterials from basic building blocks like atoms or molecules. In the case, the scientist will start with a nanometric structure, such as a molecule, and through a mounting or self-assembly process, he will create a larger mechanism than the one he started with. C. Dry nanotechnology. Dry nanotechnology uses inorganic materials, including metals and semiconductors, to create items used by electrical and mechanical engineers in the development of materials and products. This type is used to manufacture structures in inorganic materials, coal, silicone, metals, and semiconductors that do not work with humidity. When research in nanotechnology began to advance in the late 20th century, dry nanotechnology was given priority. However, that has changed in recent years. D. Wet nanotechnology. This one is based on biological systems that are present in an aqueous environment. This includes genetic material, membranes, enzymes, and other cellular components. Wet nanotechnology involves working up to large masses from small ones. This method requires water in which the process occurs. The scientist works toward larger scales by putting together individual molecules. Pharmaceutical and bioscientific industries are using this technique to modify existing products and produce new ones. By the time wet nanotechnology is fully developed, it can be used to make trillions of nanotech robots that will resemble bacteria in structural properties. These nanotech robots can be administered into a person's bloodstream to do medical treatment. A brief history of nanotechnology. The ideas and concepts of nanotechnology have been in existence for many centuries. For example, the pre-modern era, hundreds of years ago, the alternate-sized gold and silver particles used in creating colors in the stained glass windows of medieval churches followed the concept of nanotechnology. The artists back then just did not know what the process they used to create those beautiful works of art actually led to changes in the composition of the materials they were working with. However, it is only in the last century that serious work in the field of nanotechnology began. Nanotechnology got broader attention on December 29, 1959, when physicist Richard Feynman started his talk titled "There's Plenty of Room at the Bottom" at an American Physical Society meeting at the California Institute of Technology. The talk described a process in which scientists would be able to manipulate and control individual atoms and molecules. More than 10 years after this talk, Professor Norio Taniguchi coined the term nanotechnology following his ultra-precision machining exploration. Modern nanotechnology began in 1981, following the development of the scanning tunneling microscope, which enabled humans to see individual atoms. Today's scientists and engineers are finding a wide variety of ways to deliberately make materials at the nanoscale to take advantage of their enhanced properties, such as higher strength, lighter weight, increased control of light spectrum, and a greater chemical reactivity. Current and future applications of nanotechnology. For the past 20 years, nanotechnology has been used to improve and revolutionize many sectors, including medicine, transport, energy, food safety, information technology, homeland security, and environmental science, and many more. Let's look at some of the areas nanotechnology is being used in and developed. 1. Computing and electronics. Nanotechnology has contributed significantly to major advances in computing and electronics. This has led to faster, smaller, and more portable systems that can manage and store larger and larger amounts of information. In 2014, Intel created a 14 nanometer transistor. A year later, IBM created the first 7 nanometer transistor. As if that was not enough, in 2016, Lawrence Berkeley National Lab demonstrated a 1 nanometer transistor. If this development continues, we will all soon be having our computer's entire memory stored on a single tiny chip. Furthermore, carbon nanotubes have been developed and are close to replacing silicon as a material for making a smaller, faster, and more efficient microchips and devices, as well as lighter, more conductive, and stronger quantum nanowires. 2. Biomedicine and healthcare application. The use of nanotechnology in medicine and healthcare is promising to improve our health. The technology has already brought in medical tools, knowledge, and therapies. Nanotechnology is being developed to produce precise solutions for disease prevention, diagnosis, and treatment. For example, the technology has adapted gold nanoparticles as probes to detect targeted sequence of nucleic acids and as potential treatments for cancer and other diseases. It is also being developed for better imaging and diagnosis, improvement of vaccines, microencapsulation of drugs so as to deliver medication directly to cancer cells and minimize the risk of damage to healthy tissue. In fact, the potential for development and improvement of nanotechnology in biomedicine and healthcare is broad. 3. Food science. Advancement in nanotechnology could lead to the development of nanobiosensors, which would detect pathogens in food. There will also be nanocomposites to improve food production by increasing mechanical and thermal resistance and decreasing oxygen transfer in packaged products. Nanotechnology can also be used to enhance food flavor and texture, reduce fat content, or encapsulate nutrients, such as vitamins, so that they do not degrade during a product's shelf life. Food packages can also be embedded with nanoparticles that alert consumers when a product is no longer safe to eat. 4. Energy production. Nanobioengineering of enzymes aims to enable cellulose conversion from wood chips, corn stalks, unfertilized perennial grasses, and many more into ethanol for fuel. Also, a new semiconductor developed by Kyoto University makes it possible to manufacture solar panels that double the amount of sunlight converted into electricity. The application of nanotechnology in energy production will lower costs, produce stronger and lighter wind turbines, and improve fuel efficiency. Also, due to the thermal insulation of some nanocomponents, a lot of energy can be saved. 5. Environmental purification. Thanks to nanotechnology, air purification can now be achieved with ions. Water purification can be achieved using nanobubbles and nanofiltration systems for heavy metals. Also, there are nanocatalysts that make chemical reactions more efficient and less polluting. 6. Textile industry. Nanotechnology will make it possible to develop smart fabrics that won't stain or wrinkle. Fabrics will become stronger, lighter, and more durable. 7. Automotive. There is no doubt that nanotechnology will continue to develop and improve our life. The technology promises to develop multifunctional materials that will contribute to building and maintaining lighter, safer, smarter, and more efficient vehicles, aircrafts, spacecrafts, and ships. Lightweighting of cars, trucks, airplanes, boats, and spacecrafts could lead to significant fuel savings. There are many other fields that nanotechnology is being used in and developed in. The future is indeed bright for this branch of technology. So that's what nanotechnology is all about. We hope you have been able to learn one or two things today.
Okay, so it was about the nanotechnology introduction and its application part. Now let's talk about the proton exchange membrane fuel cell. So in this proton exchange membrane fuel cell, this is the proton exchange membrane fuel cell stack. Here we can see. So this is the platinum plate, and the platinum plate is coated with carbon material on its layer, as a layer on its surface of the platinum. This is the carbon material, and this one is the Nafion membrane. So in the proton exchange membrane fuel cell, one is anode and another is the cathode. Here in this diagram we can see the hydrogen gas passes through the anode side and the oxygen gas is passes through the cathode side. After the passing of these two gases through this Nafion membrane, this is the Nafion membrane here, the proton is passed towards the cathode through the Nafion membrane, and then electron is passed through the another side through the electrode, generating the power density, and the electricity is produced. So this is the basic mechanism for the proton exchange membrane fuel cell. Now let's talk about the working mechanism of the proton exchange membrane fuel cell.
A fuel cell produces its electricity from a fuel in a more efficient way than if the fuel was burned. NASA has used fuel cells for many years to provide power for the Space Shuttle's electrical systems. This fuel cell is called a proton exchange membrane, or PEM fuel
Yes,
cell.
please.
In this fuel cell, the reactant gases hydrogen and oxygen are fed into the cell to react at the anode and the cathode. The fuel hydrogen continuously flows to the anode. At the anode, hydrogen ions, or protons, and electrons are produced from the hydrogen. This is the equation you will need to know for the reaction at the anode. Only positively charged hydrogen ions pass through the membrane. The negatively charged electrons flow to the electrical circuit to generate electrical power. Oxygen continuously flows to the cathode. At the cathode, oxygen combines with hydrogen ions and the electrons to form water, which flows out of the cell. This is the equation you will need to know for the reaction of the cathode.
Okay, now let's talk about the challenges in the proton exchange membrane fuel cell. So, as we know, the fuel cell is commonly interesting to everyone to convert the hydrogen energy into the electricity, but in proton exchange membrane fuel cell is not affordable to use in the cheapest lab or the economical way, or on the economical basis. It's expensive. It's expensive because of the platinum material, or the platinum metal used in it as electrode. So in PEM fuel cell, a platinum metal is used as electrode, but it's expensive and directly affects the economic level. So if we talk regarding the whole entire economical status of the country or nation, if we use the PEM fuel cell, or the conventional, we can say the conventional PEM fuel cell is not easier way. So we have to reduce the cost for the PEM fuel cell. So alternative electrode is also needed to replace the platinum metal. So in this my research, what I have done, I have tried to replace the platinum metal electrode and try to use the nano material to generate electricity in the cost effective way and eco-friendly way, and this is the main target of my research, what I have done. So now let's talk about eco-friendly modified proton exchange membrane fuel cell. So how can we design the eco-friendly proton exchange membrane fuel cell in low cost? So first thing I have synthesized here the eco-friendly synthesis of the nanomaterial using the leaf extract, and then characterization of the nanomaterial which is synthesized from the eco-friendly method. And in characterization we can do it is the minimum requirement. We can do UVVs, ultraviolet visible spectroscopy analysis to identify whether the nanomaterial is formed or not. Another is SEM EDX analysis. It is the scanning electron microscopy, energy dispersed X-ray, and then Thames-Said pattern analysis. This is the transmission electron microscopy, and selected area electron diffraction pattern analysis, and then XRD, X-ray diffraction, GCMS, gas chromatography and mass spectroscopy, and FTIR, Fourier transform infrared region. So these are the characterizations we need to do for the nanoparticles. So if we talk regarding about the UVVs, it will confirm whether the nanomaterial has formed or not due to its SPR, surface plasmon resonance, SPR vibrations, and its properties at the small scale size. SEM EDX shows the surface analysis. It will show the surface view of the nanomaterial. And then Thames-Said, this transmission electron microscopy confirms the shape of the nanomaterial in the diagrammatic way or in the image scale. After then we can use for the PEM fuel cell application. So here now we can see the eco-friendly synthesis of nanomaterial. In eco-friendly synthesis of nanomaterial, plant leaf extract, earthworm, bacteria and viruses are used to synthesize the nanomaterial. So eco-friendly, the name itself is eco-friendly. Eco-friendly means which is available in our surrounding for the synthesis or in our daily life, which the human beings are familiar with them. So the plant leaf, earthworm is an organism, like it's an insect. Like earthworm is an organism which stay on below the earth or in the mud region, in the muddy water region. And then bacteria, we know the bacteria, there are various types of bacteria and viruses. So we can incorporate this bacteria and viruses for the synthesis of the nanomaterial. So here first is the plant leaf extract. In this research I have done using the plant leaf extract to synthesize the nanomaterial, but we can synthesize from using the earthworm organism, bacteria and viruses. So it's very interesting for the eco-friendly synthesis method. In plant leaf extract, if we use the plant leaf extract, plant leaf has a reducing and stabilizing chemicals and compounds which helps for the degradation of the bulk metal precursors into the nanoscale size. As previously we have seen here, top-down method. So the bulk precursor we take in the solution form and then mix in the plant leaf. We can mix. Here we can mix, and then after mixing, the leaf extract having the chemical organic compounds, a functional group, it attaches on the surface, and then it tries to degrade the metal bulk size material into the nanoscale. It's like the breaking down. It's the breaking down of the metal precursors into the nanoscale. After formation of the nanoscale, the capping agent is most important. Without capping agent, nanomaterial, like first particle, second particle has been separated. After separation, there should be one capping agent which can bind the nanomaterial. If it is not bind, it's open, it will agglomerate and again it becomes the bulk material. So plant leaf has very interesting chemical organic compounds, functional group like alkenes, phenolic compound, which can help in the very cheapest and easiest way to synthesize the nanomaterial. So this is very interesting part for the synthesis in this new generations or new 21st in this 21st century for the development of new technical and scientific fields. Another is the earthworm. So earthworm is an organism and it's a natural method for nanomaterial synthesis by feeding the metal precursor to the earthworm. So if we cultivate the earthworm, the agricultural sector grow the earthworm for the barrier purpose. So while feeding the earthworm, in this insect organism, it's a worm. It's a worm which used to walk on the stay in the muddy area, and in the rainy season we can see. So it's commonly available, and it is not that much dangerous to the human environment. So it's ecologically we are adapted. These organisms are adapted with us. So we can use to synthesize the nanomaterial using this earthworm. After then, the next is bacteria and viruses. Bacteria and viruses has a toxic response over the metal precursor and degrades into the nanomaterial formation. Here we can see bacteria like E. coli, Escherichia coli, Staphylococcus aureus. These are the some are the pathogenic species have this E. coli and Escherichia gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria. And then viruses. There are lots of viruses. Still we are fighting with this pandemic situation because of these viruses. Because this virus, this COVID-19 is newly arrived or newly mutated or newly launched, you can say like that. So this is a new type of virus which is not ecologically adapted to our human health, or because of that we are getting suffer. So the commonly available bacteria and viruses which is earlier present, like viruses, like there are lots of virus species. So we can use this organism to synthesize the nanomaterial because these are eco-friendly and cost-effective, and we can use for the new material synthesis. The new generation or upcoming time will need the new technology and eco-friendly because of the global warming and the climate change and lots of hazards due to industrial and pollutions. So these are the new techniques so that we can synthesize the nanomaterial. This is all about the brief introduction for the eco-friendly synthesis of the nanomaterial. So this I have some picture regarding about. You can see this is the cross-sectional view, earthworm mediated iron nanomaterial synthesis. This is the earthworm, cross-sectional view of earthworm, and this figure. And we can see here the black spot here, you can see this one. This black spot is the iron oxide nanoparticle cultivated from the agricultural way in the cheapest way. So this is a natural method for the synthesis of the nanomaterial. It's very easy process. No any hazardous is required. Just feed the earthworm metal oxide or metal precursor solution in their diet. Another is bacteria, microbial mediated nanoparticle synthesis. In this we can see this. I have done the experiment before when I was studying in my master's level. So this is the bacterial solution. I mean, this is the nutrient broth where the bacteria got nutrition and it grow and it multiply the number of cells. So this is the nutrient broth, and we can use the bacteria for the nanoparticle synthesis and the applications. So first let's understand about the mechanism how the bacteria grow or form the nanomaterial. This is bacteria, the blue color, this one. This is the bacteria, and reduction of this one, the red one is the extracellular protein. and this the star shape is the iron ions or iron precursor. So now let's talk. This is the metal, this is the nutrient broth. In nutrient broth we make the solution taking the nutrient broth powder mixed with the deionized water. After then we can put the a column of the bacteria, the desired bacteria might be E. coli, Escherichia, which is eco-friendly available, like E. coli is a gram positive or gram negative, or E. coli, Escherichia, we can select bacteria, and then after putting this bacteria overnight, incubate at the 36 degrees Celsius. After incubation overnight, put the metal precursor solution. You can put silver nitrate solution inside it. After putting the silver nitrate solution is the zinc, is the metal precursor. You can put zinc oxide for the zinc precursor, zinc hexahydrate, or any metal precursor you can add here. After then, when we incubate for the overnight, the bacteria release the toxic proteins like extracellular proteins from its cell to defense with the iron or the metal oxide particles, like the precursor has metal oxide. So when it goes, it tries to defeat or it tries to defense with that metal precursor, and to defeat the bacteria release the extracellular proteins. This extracellular proteins here tries to degrade the bulk metal oxide into the nanoscale level, like it's a degrade, top down, breaking down. So it breaks, extracellular protein tries to break the metal oxide into the small pieces of the in the nanoscale size. So the nanoparticle forms. So this is the one way, this is the another way for the nanoparticle synthesis using the bacteria. So this is the microbial mediated nanoparticle synthesis. So these techniques are eco-friendly method for the nanoparticle synthesis, and only the technique is needed to use for the future applications. So here today now I am focusing because the material synthesis is the most important. So I am trying to focus on the synthesis part first. So another is this is a magnetotactic bacteria. Another type of bacteria is a magnetotactic. Magnetotactic is a naturally occurring bacteria which has an iron nanoparticle inside its body. Let's see the picture here. This is the magnetotactic bacteria, and this magnetotactic bacteria has iron nanoparticle on its inside its body. You can see the black spot. The black spot here we can see in this figure. The black spot. These spots are the magnetosomes. Magnetosomes having the iron particles. So it's magnetotaxis in nature. This bacteria is the magnetotaxis in the nature. It has naturally synthesized iron nanoparticles, and then magnetotaxis is the orientation of the migration of the cell along the magnetic axis. So the bacteria, this magnetotactic bacteria is commonly available in our surrounding. If we go to the pond, in the middle of the pond, and then in the middle of the pond or lake, you can take the mud from the bottom of the pond. You can take the mud, and then when we culture the mud, we will get this magnetotactic bacteria. You can see here. We can culture this bacteria. After culturing this bacteria, we can extract the iron nanomaterials. So this is the eco-friendly. This is also very cheapest way to synthesize the nanomaterial. The magnetotaxis is, we know Earth has the two poles, north and south pole is the magnetic. This bacteria always stay in the north and south direction. Their head and tail, like this side and this side, this part is been either north or south, no in the east or west, because it has a magnet, and you know the bar magnet always stands or it inclined towards the north or south direction. So this is the naturally occurring bacteria having the iron nanoparticle. This is the another technique. Now the leaf extract mediated synthesis of the nanoparticle. I focus on this part because I have done this work for the PEM fuel cell application. This is the leaf, and then here the grinded leaf is grinded into the small pieces, or if not grinded also no worry, we can put with DI water and boil, and this solution, the leaf extract solution, is prepared. After leaf extract solution, silver nitrate or metal precursor solution we can say, here is a silver nitrate solution, it is mixed with the this leaf extract. After then it is mixed up and heated at the certain temperature like 60 degree, 80 degree, the favorable condition, what type of nanoparticle we want to make, and then maintain the pH. After maintaining the pH, it is stirred at the temperature and the color is changed. Color change means nanoparticle is formed. So we can synthesis using like this the leaf extract. From this leaf extract we can do. Now let's see the video here regarding okay. The leaf extract is used as the reducing agent. Here this is the leaf, and this leaf mixed with DI water, boiled. After boiling at 20 minutes or certain time and certain temperature, this leaf excrete or take the leaf excrete the chemical compounds and mixed with the DI water, deionized water, and the solution is prepared. The leaf extract solution is further prepared. Okay, so now let's see here. In this video, this is the solution. This is the leaf extract solution mixed with the metal oxide precursor or metal precursor. Here in this beaker, DI water and then mix with the different types of metal precursor into it and make a solution. After making the solution, the leaf extract which we filter after the boiling the leaf, we put here in this beaker. After putting this in this beaker, the metal precursor are added inside it. We can put zinc, silver, or titanium, ruthenium, whatever, what type of nanomaterial we want to synthesize. So after putting the metal precursor here, we add the sodium hydroxide to maintain the pH. pH plays an important role. So we add the sodium hydroxide and maintain the pH. So you can see here. Okay, so this is the pH. After making the solution, after we make the solution, this is the pH. We have checked the pH. It's around 10.17. It's fluctuating because you can see here. This is the pH, and pH is very important for the nanoparticle synthesis. Okay, so why we have to maintain the pH, high pH, low pH, why we need to maintain? So hydrogen potentia of the solution plays an important role to determine whether the nanoparticle is to determine the nanoparticle shape, size, morphology, arrangement, how they stay in the cluster. So the importance of the pH is to control the size, shape of the nanomaterial. So this is the one of the important part for the synthesis method is we can control the shape, size of the nanoparticle. We want a little bit bigger size of the nanoparticle. We can decrease the pH. If we want to synthesize the smallest nanoparticle around 1 nanometer, 5 nanometer, 10 nanometer, we can increase the pH of the solution. So and then shape also varies due to the pH of the solution or pH of the solution while preparing or synthesizing the nanoparticle. Here we can see. Okay, after we check the pH of the solution, here this is the magnetic stirrer. Inside there is a stirrer bar. Now we have to heat for 2 to 3 hours or till the color change. We need to heat with a vigorous stirring with the magnetic stirrer bar here, and then we can see the color change after this 2 or 3 hours or maybe 6 hours. Some metal precursors take 6 hours overnight. So it depends upon the what type of metal oxide nanoparticle we are going to synthesize. This is the vigorous stirring and boiling. Okay. Now here we can see the color change. The color is changed. It means the nanoparticle is now going to be formed or it has formed. The bulk size material now degrades, break down, and nanoparticle is formed. We can see from here. Yes, you can see here. Okay, now these are some data after we synthesize the nanomaterial. Now we can see this is the GCMS analysis. This GCMS analysis is for the leaf extract preparation. So after we extract the leaf, we have to understand what type of chemical compounds are present in the liquid, in the leaf extract liquid. So for the GC, gas chromatography mass spectroscopy analysis shows the presence of the organic molecule. Maybe acid, here is showing the acetic acid, phenolic compounds here. So these chemicals are highly used to synthesize the nanomaterial, and this is the data I am showing here is already published in my research article. So I have synthesized from the leaf extract, and then I used it for the water filtration. But we can use the nanomaterial not only for the water filtration, but also we can use for the energy application, fuel cell applications. So this is the GCMS analysis data, and this is the figure B. This is the UV B's absorbance analysis. This absorbance. This is the general like normal leaf extract UV B's the graph, and this is the nanomaterials absorbance graph. So I have put here data about graphene oxide and reduced graphene oxide UVB's absorbance data. So this is the graphene oxide. The red one we can see the wavelength is 230 nanometer, and the reduce after reducing using the leaf extract, the peak is around 281 nanometer. So we can see here the reduction of the graphene or the reduction of the oxygen from the graphene oxide is done, and then each layer is separated. We can see from here. Now another is XRD data of the graphene oxide, the reduced graphene oxide nanomaterial. Here this data this shows the formation. This confirms the reduction of the graphene oxide into the reduced graphene or in the single layer of the graphite sheath. So eco-friendly method, I try to reduce the graphite or the commercial available graphene oxide into the reduction or the single layer, the reduced graphene oxide. And this is the commercial XRD data here we can see. And we can see here the intensity peak is around 22. It had a Broden peak in XRD. Now the next is figure D. This is the FTIR. This is the Fourier transform infrared region analysis. So this is the most important analysis we do for the nanoparticle analysis. So this is the transmittance and wave number per centimeter. The blue line we can see is the reduced graphene oxide. This is the blue line, and the red one is the graphene mixed with some chemicals. So here we focus on this blue one, the reduced graphene oxide. Here we can see this the wave number, the stretching wave number has shown here some stretch, some bending. Here we can see this wavelengths on the functional group attached in this graphene oxide on the surface of the graphene oxide to make one single layer of the graphite. So graphite is a cluster of numerous sheaths of the graphene, single sheath of the graphene, and this reduced oxide, this after reduction, this is the single sheath, and single sheath is formed due to the attachment of this following chemical groups. So this is all about the characterization for the nanomaterial we can do. Now let's see here about scanning electron microscopy EDX analysis. So this is the scanning electron microscopy analysis I have done in our lab here in our university. We have this is the scanning electron microscopy analysis instrument, and this instrument give the surface view of the nanomaterial. Now after doing the SEM analysis, scanning electron microscopy analysis, we can see here nanoparticles are in cluster like cauliflower. pH affects the arrangement of the nanomaterial, shape and size control synthesis. Now this figure, this diagram we can see is like a cauliflower structure. Is a cauliflower structure. this one, this small, and this in this side we can see the arrangement of the nanoparticle are in like is like scattered, some in one group, some in one group, but in this we can see it's one cluster. This nanoparticle has been synthesized at pH 5 or below pH 5, between pH 5 and 6.5 pH, and we can see each nanoparticle. We can see here these are the metal nanomaterial, and each nanomaterial is arranged in the cluster like cauliflower, but we can see here it is scattered. So in eco-friendly method we can control the shape, size and cluster. These clusters also plays an important role for the applications like some biomedical, some energy applications like and various engineering applications. So this is all about the metal oxide nanomaterial semi-image analysis part. This is transmission electron microscopy analysis. We can see this is the TEM image analysis for reduced graphene. Okay, this is the graphene oxide, reduced graphene oxide, and we can see this is a single layer of the graphene. The single layer of the graphite, and this is synthesized or bioredoxed by the leaf extract. So this is the TEM image analysis, and this side we can see this is the metal oxide nanoparticles, and as we see in the same image analysis it was cauliflower structure. So now when we see in the TEM HR high resolution TEM, we can determine the shape of the nanomaterial here. So this is the TEM image transmission electron microscopy analysis. Okay, now after synthesis part for the nanomaterial, we can do application for the fuel cell. So before going to the fuel cell, I hope we need some break for 15-minute break. Hello there.
Sir. Hello,
Yeah.
hello.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have just one question before we proceed to the break. I'm just wondering, where did you place the nanomaterial, the iron oxide, before it was analyzed in? Did you place that in a certain substrate, or you just directly place that on the analyzer?
You mean iron nanoparticle in the worm?
yeah.
In the worm, like earthworm? You talk about earthworm?
No, the one that you have already derived from the plants, the combination, then you.
Okay. After synthesis, after making the leaf extract, like it's a solution. We can see it's in the liquid form, right?
Yeah.
So in the liquid leaf extract, mix like any zinc or silver or metal precursor, maybe titanium, cadmium. You mix with the DI water with a certain level, like what type of ratio, 1:10 ratio, or maintain the ratio and make a solution of the metal precursor, and mix with the plant leaf extract. Mix together. After mixing together, and further add some sodium hydroxide, and then check the pH. Is like that, like this process. Do you get my point?
Yeah. I mean, after the final product, after the mixture, where did you place that before it was analyzed? Did you coat it?
No. After
or what?
Okay, after the final, we got the color change. We need to separate the water or air dry, make a air dry, or you can do like air dry in the oven.
Yeah.
Oven, or you can anneal at 300 degrees Celsius if it is metal nanoparticle. We need to understand the melting point of the nanoparticle, and then we need to set the temperature to evaporate the water to make a fine powder. Okay, it is like this. And then for thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So before we proceed to the designing of the metal plates, let's see one video or documentary regarding nanomaterials and how it is applied for the future applications. So I would like to play one more video before proceeding towards the metal plates designing.
Sumio Ijima.
Yeah, so we can see here.
Conducted a momentous experiment. An experiment that introduced the world to a material so strong that it could revolutionize how engineers approached design. Taking two graphite rods as electrodes, Sumio applied a current across the rods. A spark arched between them, and with it, a cloud of carbon gas puffed into existence, vaporizing the tip of the anode rod. As the carbon-laden air settled on the chamber walls, it formed a thin layer of black soot. Within it, a strange new material appeared. Tiny, single-layer straws of carbon. Sumio Ijima had just created carbon nanotubes. Laboratory testing of these mysterious little tubes in the following years would reveal that these nanometer-wide hexagonal lattices of carbon had the strongest tensile strength known to man. And this was just one of many incredible material properties they displayed. Carbon nanotubes are light.
It's not coming? Yeah, it's this stuff.
You share presentation show
Oh,
user.
okay. Not this.
Okay, you share picture แชร์ในส่วนของภาพมันคือมันมีแต่ แค่นี้ไป
You mean yeah.
new share
Oh, new share.
okay
Okay. And then
presentation movie TV
movie TV.
ไม่ใช่เอาไฟล์
This one.
Okay.
Yeah.
okay
Sumio Ijima
Now it's okay?
conducted a momentous experiment.
Now it's okay.
An experiment that introduced the world to a material
Video.
so
And
strong
this one?
that it could revolutionize how engineers approached design. Taking two graphite rods as a
Not coming. Oh. New share. Okay. This one. And then I play.
Sumio Ijima
Coming?
conducted a momentous experiment. An experiment that introduced the world to a material so strong that it could revolutionize how engineers
Huh?
approached design. Taking two
No.
ใช่
Oh. So okay. Is coming? You see? You see? Screen. Okay.
Sumio Ijima
Coming?
conducted a momentous experiment.
ซาว
An
มา
Oh,
picture
no picture.
okay
Okay, I.
stop your sound
Okay.
ทั้งหมด
So. Okay, I start. Hello everyone.
Yes, sir. Hi.
So video, I think, do you see the video? I mean, it has a technical error, so maybe you can see from the offline, it's there already. Hello? So the video is already in the website, you can see from there. So I will start about the designing metal plates. Okay. Hello there. Do you hear me?
Yes, sir. Can hear
Yes, sir, we hear you. We know you to do it.
Okay. So the videos related to the nanomaterial applications, you can see later also by offline by downloading. So here I will explain regarding the fuel cell application for the nanomaterial. So here is the designing of metal plates. First of all, we need to design a metal plates here. So I have designed a metal plates. It's not playing. Wait a moment, please. Yeah,
มันขึ้นหน้านี้
the screen.
โค้ดสกรีนแชร์ทั้งหมด
This one. The screen share. You do.
มันแชร์ไว้เยอะเลยวิดีโอคลิปนี่โอเค
Okay.
อ่า
Yeah.
presentation
Yeah. PowerPoint. Yeah. This is my presentation.
you check you play
You play. Wait. I play. No screen.
แต่ว่าวิดีโอไม่คลิปไม่ขึ้น
It's not playing here. Wait. I
ในนี้เขาก็ไม่มีคลิปเลยยูคลิปใน powerpoint อ่ะ
Yeah. This is PowerPoint.
มันไม่มีคลิปพี่ sorry stop share
Yeah. It stops here. Okay. You start PowerPoint.
อันไหนเอ่ยไม่ใช่
Yeah. Stop. Down. Up. Yeah.
เขาไม่มีนะ
Yeah. Slide. So from from current.
no video เปล่า
You click. Yeah. No video.
มันไม่มีวิดีโอในคลิปเขาอะ you folder or
Yeah.
Okay.
In the folder have.
มันไม่มีวิดีโอใน powerpoint มีแต่เสียงน่าจะไปวางเสียงอย่างเดียว
Okay. So is news here? Come. No video, right? Oh. Okay. Wait.
you share open folder
News here. And then this one. Yeah.
ไม่มีขึ้นเลยขึ้นภาพมันเปิดในไหน powerpoint อ่ะคลิปก็อยู่ใน powerpoint นะ
for this. Yeah, it's coming. Yeah.
You share? Share. Okay. Share screen. Okay,ก็ได้สิ
Share screen.
Okay. Okay. ลองคิดshare. Okay. Play.
Huh?
Play.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait. I share from here. Okay.
You play.
Okay, so this is the designing a metal plates. Hello there. Hello everyone. Do you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Yes, sir.
so this is the how I have designed a metal plates using this instrument. This is the modified aluminum electrode. This is the electrode of. I try to use aluminum plate here. So and then make a fixed design to fit in the fuel cell stack. After then, after making the electrode metal plate, it's the aluminum electrode. Here, the nanomaterial is prepared for the solution of nanomaterial to coat on the surface of the metal plate. So 100 milligram of nanomaterial mixed in 1 ml of ethanol, and then it was coated on the metal plate. So you can see here in this. Here, this one is the metal electrode. This is the electrode. I try to replace the platinum plate, and then the newly synthesized materials, metal oxide and nanoparticle is coated here on the surface of this electrode, and this and then further it is used for the power density analysis or the fuel cell analysis. And now let's talk about the power density analysis. So this video is about how I have tried to see the PEM fuel cell application. So this is the PEM fuel cell stack, and one side is the hydrogen and another side is the oxygen, and inside the newly modified this one, the electrode, the fuel cell electrode is fitted here and then tied with this clip, and after then the power density we checked. So after this, power density analysis is provided here. So like this graph, we can see here is the power density graph, the graph curve, this one, for to check how much the power is generated from this newly modified electrode, and then we try to compare with the newly modified electrode with commercial available fuel cells, and then still work is going on in this part. So here I try to explain about how we can incorporate a nanomaterial for the energy applications, not only for the energy applications, but we can use it for the further like electrical applications, biomedical, and many more. So now let's talk about discussions. This is about the discussions part. So I think we need to share about this in this session to talk regarding the eco-friendly method of nanomaterial synthesis, and for the countries, how about your country situation for this technology and launching new nanomaterial and nanotechnology. So the first one is, how about eco-friendly synthesis method of nanomaterials for alternative energy system in your country? So after this session, we can share about our countries or any your local area place about the nanotechnology. So please, could you please share? Can we discuss or talk about nanotechnology in your country, please?
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning. Good night for us.
Yeah.
I'm Christine from Guyana.
Thank you.
We are now embarking on, I guess, energy as a whole. Like I spoke before, Michael and myself, who's from Guyana, we spoke about how our countries, we have solar panels that we're utilizing for the last maybe 5-7 years. We're now experimenting with solar,
Yeah.
and there's some wind projects. But in terms of nanotechnology, I've never heard of that being used in Guyana to
Okay.
any extent. We had started some hydro projects, and now the big thing is now we're embarking on fossil fuels, specifically oil, offshore oil. But like we had been talking about in this course, it seems like there wouldn't be one solution. It's going to be a mix of solutions in terms of the kind of energy we have and in terms of using energy sustainably. So it would be something that I think there's potential for it in the country, but as of right now, there isn't any that I can point you to in Guyana or in the Caribbean broadly.
So in your country, there is a wind, solar energy, wind energy systems, right?
Yes, there is some solar energy, the panels specifically. So they have government buildings have solar panels on them, like schools and so. And in the interior region, they had started like a solar farm. It's not functioning right now because of some kind of like manufacturing issues and so. But they have started experimenting on. I would say like compared to our context, we don't have a lot of people in our country, less than 1 million people. But yeah, they have been experimenting with solar.
Yeah, but in solar application also, the nanomaterial is very important, because in present, you might know that in the present situation, everything is on nanomaterial is on the nano. Like you can talk about the computer chip to the solar panel, wind turbine. So maybe in future, nanotechnology might play important role for the country's development, or maybe for the improvement. So it's just for the discussion. So I would like to know regarding this nanotechnology field. So any more? Anyone? Any more? Hello there. Any other wants to talk regarding the nanotechnology, about the present situation in your country, please? Okay, so another is like how is importance of a proton exchange membrane fuel cell as alternative energy management at your place and country. So if we talk regarding the proton exchange membrane fuel cell as an alternative energy management, so let's discuss regarding the PEM fuel cell at your country. So please, anyone would like to discuss about the present situation of the fuel cell in your country? So hello.
Maybe can I give you a suggestion?
Yes, please tell me.
Maybe you can tell us a little, which country are you from?
Currently, I'm from now I'm in Thailand, but
Maybe you could give us some example in your country, because in my case, I really don't have specific example because we don't really use this kind of energy. But I would like to hear. Maybe you could start off.
Okay, thank you.
There.
Okay, so in Thailand, like as I know, the fuel cell is increasing in demand because the Thailand is covered with the water and ocean, so it's very very good for the PEM fuel cell or hydrogen energy production. So in my view, as I know, the fuel cell, solid oxide fuel cell, capacitors, and wind energy, wind turbine, solar energy. So these all are like very demanding and growing in the present situation in the Thailand case, as I know. But there is also a eco-friendly method for the future demand, because if there is like some hazardous due to the nanoparticle, as we know, when the size is very small, it's very toxic to the human health, and it might have the side effect. So it should be focused on the eco-friendly. So as I know, in the present situation, Thailand also trying to synthesize the eco-friendly method for the nanomaterial synthesis, and for the further to minimize the problems in the energy management and energy demand. So in this, as I know here, also if we talk regarding the Thailand case, the alternative system is the main source for the energy management and managing the environmental pollution also. Previously, only the hydropower and some like thermal energy, biogas plants. But as I know, the present situation, also the Thailand trying to incorporate the alternative source and alternative way to generate the electricity. Okay, so anyone more would like to explain regarding the energy, nano energy, fuel cell, anything else? Please share with us.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Hello, sir. I'm Emeline from the Philippines.
Yes, please.
Actually, sir, I'm one of the reporters for this afternoon session, and for the sake of discussion here for this time, the Philippines here, especially in my organization, to which I am connected now, the Department of Science and Technology, there are a lot of researches already conducted with regards to nanotechnology.
Okay.
And I will be sharing this afternoon one of them.
Okay.
That is being used for the PEM fuel cell.
Yeah, PEM fuel cell. Yeah,
And
okay.
yes, so and as I am aware of, nanotechnology is not really new here in the Philippines because we have laboratories,
Okay.
research laboratories, and health laboratories which are really using this technology for a high-end um, undertaking. It's either in drugs, especially this COVID time, in different health uh, concerns, and also we all know in formulating different way to cope with the advance of technology this time.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
also came to know on my one of my researches, as I have been preparing for my report later, that one, for example, is the biggest telecommunication company here in the Philippines,
Okay.
The smart telecommunication. They are also into shifting using this technology to to contribute to the to a more efficient and effective way, and also a greener way of their services. So that is one of the presentation that I will be showing later
Ah, okay.
on
Yeah.
the move of the Philippine government, that they accepted and accommodated the plans of a smart telecommunication to put up cell sites here in the Philippines that uses this kind of technology. So that would be, sir, for now.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, and thank you for information. And one more thing I would like to ask, uh, just for discussion, like how you think regarding the alternative energy system for the future to maintain the environmental pollution and maintain the economic level, also maintaining the energy level or energy demand. So how you think about this scenario? Could you please just share your
Uh,
knowledge, ideas?
yes, sir. This concern, this concern is very. We all know, we are aware that there are really initiatives. There are many steps, actions have been undertaken towards this. We are also aware that this needs a comprehensive, integrated approach because, of course, if you want to address environmental pollution concern, wellness and protection, it cannot be it cannot be discounted the economic impact or other factors that may be a result of these actions on preserving the environment, because as we all know, uh, it, it, it entails really a big cost,
Yeah, yeah.
although it's really very very good because using renewable energy would it's not already a question on environmental protection and awareness, but since there is a big cost, and like the Philippines, I would say that there are really projects that are left on shelves
Okay.
because there are priorities. The government have priorities that are urgently needed for a time, how to feed the people, especially how to address poverty, how to address underemployment, non-employment. These are things that I think the government sees to be urgent, and I know there are projects that towards environmental concerns that being left for a time. It's being parked for a time because of there is no enough financing or funds for that. So, as you have been mentioning, sir, regarding environmental concerns and the social and economic level and its effect, really this entail a very comprehensive and it will not discourage us, on the other hand, to pursue some greener environmental actions on our part, even as we can only start it on our level, in our local level, or in our personal, what do you call that? Personal things that we
Yeah,
do,
yeah,
that
yeah.
we can really reduce our carbon footprint, right, sir? Can you understand what
Yeah, yeah,
what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah. Just thank you for your sharing some ideas about this new things at your place. So I would like to know from some other place also, please. If anyone more would like to share some these techniques, whether available at your place or not, please. Okay, then this is all about today's session. Is all about this proton exchange membrane fuel cell. So, if any question, please can ask me regarding this topic, please. Okay, then. So, if no, then I would like to.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. Please. Yeah, please tell me.
Hello. I would like to just to ask some question about the fuel cell that you were developing, or
Yeah. Please
you're
carry on.
currently under research.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
one that you develop using aluminum instead of platinum.
Yeah.
So how was it, sir? Is it comparable to the platinum
Yeah.
fuel cell? Can you tell me more about it, sir?
Yeah. Regarding this, after we check the data and still some data is going on, so it's not 100% similar to the platinum, but it can minimize this problem, like economic cost problem, by using this aluminum plate. So what till now what we have understood from this research, the density, when we check the power density, it's approximately similar, but some not 100%. I hope it's around 89% similar, the result we got. So I believe that this technique, this eco-friendly technique, will solve the economical problem and replace the platinum, and further we can use in the large scale based. So I believe it will work in the future.
That's a very nice development, sir, because platinum is very expensive.
Yeah.
And whilst aluminium is
Yeah, it's
not
cheaper.
so cheap, but very economical when developing new technologies.
Yeah,
So
and
thank you, sir, about that.
and
I'll be following the developments of your research regarding that.
yeah, thank you. And
Thank you.
yeah, and I would like to discuss. You from which place, please?
I'm also from the Philippines, sir.
Okay. So she already one more already discussed about this the scenario about the Philippines. So okay, thank you very much. So anyone more,
Yes, sir.
any more would like to discuss regarding the proton exchange membrane fuel cell and nanotechnology? Then if then please. Okay, then so if no, then so I would like to stop my session, and thank you for participating in my session regarding the proton exchange membrane fuel cell. And if any comments, any questions would you like to know further, you can contact me via email, and so we can talk more about and share the research knowledge, and then further we can go for the research innovation work. So thank you, and thank you very much. I'd like to wrap up my today's program, and then I have another session for tomorrow. It's about nano energy. So see you tomorrow, at 9 a.m. from Thailand. And thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.